because right now, John Ewing, BetMGM is with us. What is your official title?
Manager of PR and Media Insights.
But you have, data, right?
That's right.
So you've got all kinds of data and numbers for us to tell us how stupid we are when it comes to this.
Yeah.
And by the way, get to BetMGM this weekend. Sign up with code WBZMask. Get up to $1,500 back. Please bet responsibly. Okay, so I want to know where the money's coming in. Do we have that?
Yeah, of course.
How are people betting this game right now?
So right now, the Eagles on the money line is the most popular Super Bowl bet at BetMGM. It was plus 110 2 days ago. It's down to even money now. And actually, in every state but Kansas, the Eagles are the most bet team to win the game. So the public is on Philly.
Oh, boy.
And they're hoping for the Eagles to win, obviously. Now, I'm telling you all that, and you're like, okay, the book wants the Chiefs, right? No, actually, we don't. Philly is such a great result for us on the futures market because every week people are betting the Lions, the Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs, right? So when all those teams got wiped out, Philly winning would be great.
Okay, that does make sense. Like you'll laugh at this. So like we do our little fun segment, do our weekly picks. I picked Pittsburgh week 1 to week 12, and it just worked. And I was like 11-0, 11-1. And then at the end of the year, they ended up tanking, and it screwed me up. But like it's weird how the year will go for a team like that. You just ride them, and it just they beat the spot every week. It's crazy.
I mean, that was a lot like the Lions throughout the year. They were covering the spread. Overs were hitting for them, and they actually were our biggest liability throughout the year. So when they lost to the Commanders, that was favorable.
We were just talking MVP odds. We were talking about wide receivers specifically and liking kind of A.J. Brown in that situation. But if there's an off-the-board sort of MVP candidate, who do you like?
Well, this is not going to surprise anyone. Just from overall MVP betting to win Super Bowl MVP, when we look at it, it's Saquon Barkley, it's Jalen Hurts, it's Patrick Mahomes, right? It's the big guys, it's the favorites. One that's kind of interesting, we had some betting on like the kickers to win the MVP. So maybe a low-scoring game, a bunch of 50-yarders.
I got to be honest, if Adam Vinatieri can't get into the Hall of Fame, I don't see an MVP getting the Super Bowl MVP.
Right. Great
Super Bowl
point,
MVP, yeah.
Right.
I agree with you totally, but when you look at those odds, you see like 200, 300 to 1. It's like, hey, throw $5 on this.
You know what? If say the Philly kicker hits 3 kicks and they win like 12 to 9 or 12 to 7,
game-winning kick,
he's going to win it.
There is not a chance in the world. It'll go to a defensive player.
No way. What do you have? What odds do you have for A.J. Brown? I think that's a unique one.
Plus 3,500, I believe, is what it was at.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
at last check.
Yeah, that's probably pretty close.
Yeah. And that was because my rationale behind that was if it's not a quarterback, it most frequently in recent years has been a receiver that ends up getting it, for these big game performances. And if the Eagles have to throw the ball in this game, he's a guy who could be in a position to have a great game. He's a great receiver, one of the best in the sport.
Yeah, A.J. Brown plus 3,500 right now. Xavier Worthy has better odds from a receiving standpoint. He's plus 30. Get a couple end arounds. He's explosive, fast. Yeah. Maybe he, some gadget plays. The Chiefs like to try to use him in, special situations.
Yeah. He could get in the end zone really quick too. You watch him touch the ball 4 times, have 2 touchdowns. That's a good one too. Yeah. I'm going to ride those 2.
So how do you see this game going personally?
I'm actually a Chiefs fan, so
all right.
So I see Kansas City winning, three-peating, Patrick Mahomes MVP. I mean, it's pretty straightforward to me. You got a top 10 defense, you got Patrick Mahomes, you got Andy Reid. I don't think you have to overthink it.
Interesting.
The game, being in this game, helps them a lot. And I know Philly was in it 2 years ago, but being as consistently in it and hear the way Brady talked about it when he was in it, when you go to like the 13 of them, he's like, I know how this day goes. I know how the Super Bowl is going to go. I think he played in 10 Super Bowls. Like, you know how the day is going to go. It's a long day. It's different than any other day. And that does benefit him. I think the day, the time, and just the exhaustion that you put into it, the amount of energy, favors Chiefs. Definitely
right.
favors Chiefs, yeah.
We were just talking about Travis Kelce proposing to Taylor Swift. Do you think that'll happen?
We do have odds on that. And looking at it, so yes is plus 800, no minus 2,000. A lot of people believe in love, though. 86% of bets are on yes. Not too surprising. They bet a little, win a lot, but majority of the money is on no. So
he's the most cheesy guy in the game. Even he would say this is so cheesy he wouldn't do it. You gotta have more respect for her than that. Like do it in a nice setting.
No, she might like
do
it.
it in a
She
football
might like it. I do enjoy the things like halftime number of songs.
Yep.
That we'll get at halftime. Anthem. Do we have an over/under on the anthem?
Yeah, we do. So over/under right now is 120 and a half seconds. The under is juiced at minus 125. We're seeing betting, though, on the over, about 65% of money coming in that John Batiste is going to go over 120 seconds.
Do you know how historically that usually plays out with the national anthem?
How often does it go over?
Yeah.
Under? It really depends on the singer. But I feel like, Super Bowl, big events, you tend to see these singers stretch out the anthem and really hold notes as long as they can. So I think maybe that's where bettors are leaning towards the over.
That Chris Stapleton one was awesome because he really played it out too.
And if they have an instrument with them,
right.
Yeah.
Yep, to show off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We're talking to John Ewing at BetMGM ahead of the game on Sunday. The number of songs for halftime at 10.5.
Sounds like a lot.
Feels like a lot, but I would go over on this, is what I would do. Because I think you're going to get a lot of samples.
Yes.
A lot of small samples
30 seconds,
of a
45
lot of songs.
seconds. Yep.
A medley is what we're going to get. A true medley.
I feel bad for our trading team having to keep track. They're like, okay, there's one. There's two. Oh, wait, where were we at? And bettors they're lining up with you, too. 88% of money is on the over 10.5 songs. So they see a medley as well.
I'm always curious about the people who work in the stadium and are there for the rehearsals.
They know
like,
it.
are they running and placing bets somewhere? I mean, this is not something that can't be figured out before it happens, right? Games, you don't know how a game is going to play out. The anthem, there could be a guy with a stopwatch at the Superdome today during the anthem, just saying, "Okay, I know what it is, and I'm going to go bet it."
With bets like that, our trading team obviously is monitoring every wager that comes in. If there is any kind of activity where it's like, okay, the outcome is known, or we'll just take the market down. So
yeah, and that's where it ends.
That's where it ends. One that's really interesting from a novelty standpoint right now is the Gatorade bath. Obviously, it's iconic. The two favorites were purple and yellow / lime and green.
I was going to go green, lime green, yeah.
Okay. Well, so, if you were watching the NFC Championship game, they dumped yellow-green on Sirianni after they won 2 weeks ago. It was at plus 250 yesterday. This morning, it jumped to minus 165.
Oh,
so,
wow. So you know
now,
what flavor
Some guy mixing the Gatorade down there knows.
That looks like the equipment guys are betting.
Trust me, when I played the league for like 9 years, but we used to love the orange, and we would always have the orange made. So if that team likes the green, and that's their flavor of choice, they're going to have it there on the sideline because you're superstitious that way.
Well,
you do it every week.
Exactly, and purple was the color they dumped on Andy Reid after the last 2 Super Bowl wins. So purple is the second favorite, and we saw a lot of action on that too. So bettors are assuming that these teams are going to be a little superstitious and maybe keep the same colors.
Yeah, I think the Patriots were big on blue Gatorade.
Yeah, that hit a couple times.
Yeah, they liked the blue. All right, so this is obviously a very big weekend when it comes to betting on games, betting on sports. How does this compare now to March Madness, the Super Bowl versus the other big events of the year? Is this still king when it comes to the big weekends?
Yeah, of course. NFL is king just about any way you slice it. Now, if you take the totality of the NCAA tournament and every single game, it matches up. But like from just a single event, nothing touches the Super Bowl.
Nothing is like this. John Ewing, BetMGM. Make sure you get to BetMGM this weekend. Sign up with that code WBZMass. And please bet responsibly with the king of sportsbooks, BetMGM. John, appreciate you stopping by.
Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.